Hi guys, this is Shivadi. Welcome to the tutorial on Liquibase. In this session, I am going to explain how we can generate the database changelog from the existing database, and also I am going to show you how you can review the SQL queries as generated by the Liquibase before it execute against the database. Let's go ahead and start. The first one is, in normal use cases, whenever you use Liquibase for the first time for your project, then you have to create the database changelog and you need to define all the change sets as per your database design or the model. But let us consider a scenario where you want to use the Liquibase for the existing database. Then it is very difficult for you to generate the database changelog file. That is the reason Liquibase tool itself is going to provide a command line command to generate the database changelog from the existing database. So in order to generate the database changelog for the existing database, Maven has a one command, that is mvn Liquibase and say generate changelog. So this command basically used to generate the database changelog from the existing database. Now when it is executing this particular command, it will connect it to the database as per the Liquibase configuration we have done in the form.xml file, and then identify the schema, and then it will start creating the database changelog using the tables and the views and the whatever the other data objects which are available in the database. But we need to remember that the generate changelog command does not support to creating the stored procedures, functions and the triggers. So these objects does not supported by the Liquibase generate changelog command. Hence we need to create those those changelog files separately, because Liquibase default tool is not going to support it. Now if you see here, so this is the database schema database changelog file which is created by using the generate changelog. And if you see here, we have two tables, DEPT and the EMP table, and if you go and connect it to the database against and see how many tables are available, then we can view that particular tables. Right click, now let us say refresh. If you see here, we have only two tables, that is EMP and DEPT. So these are the two tables it actually exported as a database changelog, and if you see the change set, it has the change set created for these two tables. Now this is how you can generate the changelog from the existing database. And second one is, now let us consider I am trying to execute this change set against the database. Now what Liquibase internally doing is, it is reading the each change set, and based on the XML configuration it is trying to create the SQL scripts, and those SQL script actually executed against the database. Now before actually Liquibase is executing the SQL script, you want to verify whether those scripts are proper or not, or you need to check with your technical experts before actually it is executing against the database. Then Liquibase is providing an one option to generate the SQL output based on this change set transformations. So in order to do that, what we need to do is mvn Liquibase and say update SQL. Now previously we are using the update command to actually do the database migration, but if you say update SQL, then it will just create the SQL scripts and it will not execute against the database. Now SQL update SQL. Now what it is going to do is, it will just read this database changelog file, and then it will read the each change set. It will create an equivalent of the our SQL script, and then it will export that one as a one file. So if you see here, it has generated the migrate.sql file, which basically stored in the under this particular directory. Now if you see here, right, So this is the directory actually it has stored. Now let us go ahead and refresh our project. Refresh. And then if you go to the target Liquibase, and this is the migrate.sql file. Now if you review this file, it just has updated the database changelog because we already executed this transformation against the database. Now what we need to do is, in order to create the output, just we will drop the existing database related changes, drop all, and then we will try to use the SQL update SQL, then it automatically generate the SQL outputs. It will drop the existing schema related tables. It is dropping the table DEPT, and also EMP table also it will drop. Okay, has dropped. Now we use Liquibase update SQL. Now this time it will try to execute from the fresh, so that it will first identify the each set and then it will prepare the SQL statement. But this time what happens, it will not execute against the database. Instead of that, it will provide you the script. Once you review those script, and you can go ahead and execute against the database, or you can use the Liquibase update. Okay, so now it has provided the migrate.sql script. Now if you see here, now it has created a table and also deleted from the whatever existing, and it has the script for create the table, and also insert script for the database changelog, and also create table for the DEPT, and insert script for the database changelog, and this is the information we have. But if you go and see against the database, now let us go ahead and refresh the schema. Okay, there is no tables are available here, because if you use the update SQL, it will just transform your XML configuration into the SQL script, and these scripts are available for your review. So once you have review with your technical architect or the technical lead, then you can execute these scripts against the database. So this is how the update SQL command is going to work. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.